The search for a West Fargo man is over. A family member confirming to us tonight that his body was found a couple of hours ago. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Tim Hagenson is his name. He was first reported as missing yesterday, and today a search began to find him.
The search focused in the Kindred area. Tonight, his pickup and body were found on the edge of West Fargo city limits. Let's go live to Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons for more details. Natalie?
My name is Andrea. I'm here at 38th Street Northwest, just north of I-94 in West Fargo. The red pickup belonging to Tim Hagenson as our investigators. The truck was found here about 2 hours ago with Hagen's body inside. Earlier today, 150 family and friends searched the Kindred area. They didn't find anything gathered outside Hagen's TNT dinner in West Fargo. I spoke with family members who told me it's unusual for Tim to just disappear. They said his routine included either being here at work or at home.
I don't think Tim has missed a day of work in his life. He's one of the hardest workers. He's here at the restaurant maybe every morning about 4:30, 5 o'clock, making food, preparing.
The County Sheriff's Department is handling the investigation. We just talked with a spokesperson. The pickup is still being processed at this point, and they say no foul play is suspected. Look for an update tomorrow at some time. Reporting in West Fargo, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you, Natalie. Hagenson's Diner gained some notoriety during the summer of 2012. Actor Tom Hanks made a stop in Fargo, was interested in getting something to eat, and wound up having breakfast at TNT Diner.
Fargo police are investigating a shooting in North Fargo tonight. Police say it happened around 4 near the 12th Street area. According to police, 2 shots were fired at a vehicle at a home, from a vehicle at a home. No one was injured. Police are looking for a white van, which is believed to be the suspect vehicle.
Earlier this week, authorities arrested 5 suspects in connection with drug deals on the White Earth Reservation. Despite those arrests, heroin overdoses at Naytawash, one small community on the reservation, have continued at a frightening pace. Emergency medical workers say they respond to around 3 overdoses a week, and they had 2 more overdose cases just yesterday. The tribe has handed out hundreds of doses of Narcan to families around the reservation. Narcan is used to revive overdose victims who basically stop breathing. However, officials say that may also be causing problems because family members are reviving overdose victims who then think they're okay and don't receive medical attention.
They still need to go get medically checked. That fix isn't going to last very long. They're still having
the effects of the heroin last longer than the Narcan.
Right.
So we really need the community's help to step up and want to assist law enforcement in getting this out of their communities.
While heroin is a big problem on reservations, the experts say it's a problem that runs through all classes of people across our entire region.
Investigators are looking into a report of possible human remains in Valley City. Now, officers found what they believed to be a human bone on the ground near one of the trees planted alongside Winter Show Road. It has been determined that it was a radius bone, which is one of 2 bones between your elbow and hand. Valley City Police ask that anyone with information on this case contact them.
Bismarck police are still working to identify the body of a female who was that was found unresponsive today behind a business in Bismarck. Police were called to the scene shortly before 9 this morning. They say an employee at Runnings made the call to police about the body. It was found on the east side of the building, and officers determined she was dead when they arrived on the scene. Investigators collected evidence near the body, but it will take some time until they identify the woman. Police are calling this a suspicious death.
A recent investigation of a local drug treatment facility has revealed possible violations and decisions being made based on a lack of funding. The Behavioral Health Division found that Share House was not following procedures, including the center right here in Fargo. The BHD received tips that patients were being inappropriately discharged at the end of February, along with laying off 25 Share House employees. The investigation also found that Share House did not follow its policies, had lack of documentation, and had unlicensed workers practicing as addiction counselors. And among some of the most startling details, one of the discharged patients, 42-year-old Sean Hansen, was found dead the next day. In the meantime, the Behavioral Health Division says it's requiring Sharehouse to put in place a corrective action plan for breaking their conditions by May 24th. The Dilworth Police Department is still waiting for body cameras. Late last year, they announced their department would start wearing body cams. However, modifications to the camera from the manufacturer have pushed back the rollout date for a few months. Dilworth's Police Chief Ty Sharp says the body cameras will hopefully arrive by the end of the month.
Parents and education reform groups contend Minnesota laws are protecting teachers who should actually be removed from the classroom and then hurting students' education in the process.
This lawsuit is the third of its kind in the country. The suit claims Minnesota's low-income students and students of color are falling behind their peers because of certain laws they say help keep ineffective teachers in the classrooms. Heidi Wigdahl has the story.
4 Minnesota families have filed a lawsuit they believe will put a stop to what they call ineffective teachers.
I have a child in first grade that hates getting up and going to school every morning because he was so traumatized by his kindergarten teacher.
Two groups, Partnership for Educational Justice and Students for Education Reform Minnesota, are backing the suit. It focuses on 3 points the plaintiffs are calling unconstitutional. 1, under Minnesota law, teachers are eligible for tenure after 3 years. 2, dismissal policies that they say make it nearly impossible to remove ineffective teachers. And 3, a process known as last in, first out, where layoffs are based on seniority.
We couldn't believe it.
Tiffany Forsland is a mother of 3 from Minneapolis. As the lead plaintiff, she says her daughter's 5th grade teacher was laid off because of lack of seniority.
Due to last in, first out procedures, he was let go. And my entire family was frustrated.
As far as tenure,
it's a rigorous one. You know, it takes 3 conversations with your administrator every year. It takes 3 classroom observations from your administrator every year.
Education Minnesota, the state teachers union, says the state's due process laws do not protect ineffective teachers.
By no means is it an easy path.
But not everyone agrees.
We're tired, and so it's now time to take it to the courts. The judge will make them have to change these laws.
The plaintiffs expect to hear a response from the defendant in the next month.
The North Dakota State Tax Department is extending its hours to help accommodate people filing at the last minute. The department's office will be open until 9 at night on Monday, April 18th. Taxpayers can go in for assistance or drop off their individual income taxes. Those who cannot file by the deadline should apply for an extension. If you have any questions, you can call the tax office at 701-328-1247, the number right there on your screen.
Americans are getting sick and tired of the rising cost of their prescription medications. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear likely that consumers will get a break anytime soon. CBS News is reporting that spending on pharmaceutical drugs is expected to jump 46% to as much as $640 billion by 2020, based on invoice prices and the amount paid to distributors from hospitals or pharmacies. Consumers are also paying more out of their pocket. A new study finds that patients with brand name prescriptions spent an average of $44 per medication last year, or 25% higher than they did in 2010. Now, to get a breakdown of all the numbers, here's some advice. Go to our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story. For the second time, some of the best young hockey players in the world and their fans are in Grand Forks. Opening ceremonies for the Ice Hockey U18 World Championships took place tonight. The games run through April 24th. 10 nations will battle it out on the ice, the USA playing Russia tonight at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. The games feature the top players in the world under the age of 18.
No question, the number one reason we're here is because this is hockey country. And you want to come somewhere where people are passionate about the sport. You have world-class facilities and just a community that's engaged and invested in the sport.
Back in 2009, the last time the U18 tournament came to the United States, it was held in the Fargo-Moorhead area. The U.S. has won this tournament 9 times, the most of any country.
Valley News